Hello there. This is going to be a brief review of the NBC interview with Nick Sandmann on the incident with Covington Catholic and the Black Hebrew Israelites and Mr. Phillips over the weekend at the March for Life. So here we go. Let's listen to NBC.
From this experience that you owe anybody an apology? Do you see your own fault in any way?
Okay, so the question's asked, do you owe anyone an apology for doing absolutely nothing? Do you owe an apology to noted racist hate groups for chanting your school spirit songs? Do you have fault of your own for going to a anti-abortion rally, which I would assume for the Today Show, being pro-life and not pro-abortion is a crime, and also he is a male, white, Christian, and probably straight at 16. You never know. Anyway, moving on.
As far as standing there, I had every right to do so. My position is that I was not disrespectful to Mr. Phillips. I respect him. I'd like to talk to him. I mean, in hindsight, I wish we could have walked away and avoided the whole thing. But I can't say that I'm sorry for listening to him and standing there.
This morning, 16-year-old Nick...
No, that was great. I can't say I'm sorry because I listened to him speak and stood there. So he didn't feel the... I just love this kid.
Sandmann standing by his actions in this moment gone viral. The junior at Kentucky's Covington Catholic High School, now the face of this Lincoln Memorial confrontation.
Yeah, so you just see the two clips there of the man beating a drum in his face, and there's what, two Native Americans I think he is, and I think this guy here is his grandson. I think he calls him granddad. He's beating the drum. And these people actually were coming over after being insulted by the Black Hebrew Israelites the whole time. And they came over not to confront with the Black Hebrews, but to go after the white high school kids, because everything is on message.
At Kentucky's Covington Catholic High School, now the face of this Lincoln Memorial confrontation with Native American elder Nathan Phillips.
Now, the confrontation that they keep going for in the story is he and the group were there, and these people came over into them to protest, and it's their fault for going to the March for Life and being white Christian men. It's very, very easy.
And what's it been like to be at the center of the storm?
Do you mean what's it like to have people all across the country calling for you to die, to be thrown in a wood chipper, expelled from school, not to be allowed into college? I would assume it's pretty terrifying.
Well, it's weird to see your face on television. I've been reading a lot, and I've also been getting a lot of messages from people, both support and a lot of hateful things.
Sandmann.
Now, right there are the people who started this. This is a group of 5 black men. That doesn't really matter. These are the Black Hebrew Israelites who were there basically to protest the Native Americans, and if you go and watch their video, they were pretty offensive to the Native Americans all day. When this whole big group of high school kids are all lined up beside of them just waiting. These are all teenagers. There's a couple of maybe older guys in there, but mostly these are teens, and they were all stacked up there. And these guys here shout at them, curse at them.
And dozens of his classmates had just finished attending an anti-abortion March for Life rally when they converged with 5 Hebrew Israelites, a radical movement that is growing more militant, according to the Southern Poverty Law Center.
Very glad they finally pointed out there was people there.
A bunch of, homophobic, racist, derogatory comments at us.
What kinds of things did you hear them say?
I heard them call us incest kids, bigots, racists. They called us
a bunch of incest babies, a bunch of child molesting.
Did you feel threatened at all?
I definitely felt threatened.
There were more of you than them, but you felt like they were stronger?
Now, I don't know what she's going for here. If you have a bunch of high school kids and they're having these big guys yell at them, scream at them, cuss at them, that's slightly threatening. But she's like, oh, but there were more of you.
They were a group of adults, and I wasn't sure what was going to happen next.
It's unclear from the videos who actually started the confrontation.
Except it's completely evident from the videos, if you watch the videos, that the black Hebrew Israelites were being offensive to everyone all day for hours. There's no ifs, ands, or buts on that. She is misstating the fact because the story has got to go a certain way.
Each side believes it was the first to be taunted. Sandman says his chaperone gave students permission to shout school chants.
They are doing a school pep rally type deal. Guys stripping down in the code, wearing the shorts and things, jumping around, getting the crowd into it. That is how you keep high school kids focused, on point, and together.
An attempt, he says, to drown.
Now, right there, you have these two guys here who are probably, maybe, I don't know, this guy here, he doesn't look like he's black. But this guy here, maybe, they are filming this kid and these protesters. They're protesters, some of these kids do stuff because this has got to get somewhere. They've got to get this on media because if they can get the wrong message attached to it, it'll be huge.
Drown out the Hebrew Israelites. Do you think it was a good idea to start chanting back at the...
Do you think it was a good idea to drown out the racist, hateful bigotry that they were yelling at you?
protesters?
In hindsight, I wish we had just found another spot to wait for our buses, but at the time, being positive seemed better than letting them slander us with all of these things.
Being positive is better than letting them slander us. This kid is great.
So I wish we could have walked away.
Did anyone shout any insults back?
Now, she's reaching, hoping she can get a yes or a no. She and everyone else who's scrubbed this video dozens and dozens of times, news outlets all over the country have ran through this video. There is no chanting like this. Nothing. The only people shouting hateful, racist, bigoted things are, first off, for hours, the Black Hebrew Israelites and Nathan Phillips' group when I guess it's his grandson, if you watch the very end of the video, is saying stuff that's really hateful to him as well. These kids, perfectly well-mannered the entire day.
Or any racial slurs back at the group?
We're a Catholic school and it's not tolerated. They don't tolerate racism.
Okay, so he comes from a strict background where you have to follow the rules and you're required to do such things, and that's what he's doing.
And none of my classmates are racist people.
Did anyone say, build the wall?
The Black Hebrew Israelites did. It's actually on their own video that they were shouting this at people.
I never heard anyone say build the wall, and I don't think I've seen it in any videos.
After a review of the videos, NBC News could not hear anyone shouting that hot button phrase.
After doing our research, we have found that none of what we want to be true was true. These kids were perfectly well-mannered, stood there, and we made a story out of nothing. We, meaning all of mainstream media and the Twitter hate mob.
But Nathan Phillips claims he heard the teens shout, build the wall.
Nathan Phillips also claimed he was a veteran of war and a half a dozen other things which have all been proven untrue over the last 48 hours. It's been 4 days since this happened, and he has made, so far, no statements I believe are true except for his own name.
Oh yeah, I heard that.
Phillips was with a group of Native Americans coming from an Indigenous Peoples March when he can be seen walking between the students and the protesters.
I intervened, and
Now, the statements they actually have made about this was he wasn't intervening. He was trying to get in there.
things just escalated from there.
Phillips says he was trying to diffuse the tense situation. Sandman says he was confused about Phillips's motives and why he was there.
Now, you can actually, if you watch the long video, you can hear the kids. They don't know what's going on. What's happening here, I don't know. The kids are all laughing because they think this man and his group are there with them. Remember, sitting there, the Black Hebrews have been cursing at them, saying really racist things, and these kids are just there. So they think he's coming, which is why you see initially when he comes over, they're all jumping around with him, getting into it. They don't know. But, of course, they're 16. They have no idea what's going on.
At first, we were unsure of whether he was trying to join in and drum to our chants or what he was doing.
Did you feel like he was trying to get somewhere else to go toward the Lincoln Memorial?
Now, she's trying to assert that he was blocking the path. That is what she wants to go for, because that way he's obstructing the man.
I'm not sure where he wanted to go, and if he wanted to walk past me, I would have let him go.
In that moment.
Now, I'm going to cut this video right here and come back to it later. These videos, I'm trying to learn how to make a 10-minute video, but, you know, it's all practice. So, thank you, and I'll reassert this at 3:55 in the future. Thank you, and have a great day.